Most people think Bitcoin could be shut down with a single decision, a law, a ban, a government order. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Bitcoin has already been attacked, banned, restricted, and declared dead more times than most technologies ever survive. And yet, it's still here. So today we're going to answer one simple question. Why can't Bitcoin be shut down, even if governments try? Not slogans, not ideology, actual mechanisms. Let's start with the biggest misconception. People often say Bitcoin is decentralized, but that sentence alone explains nothing. To understand why Bitcoin can't be stopped, you need to understand who does what inside the network and why no single group is in control. First, Bitcoin has no center. There is no headquarters, no CEO, no server room to raid, no company to shut down. Bitcoin exists simultaneously on tens of thousands of computers across the world. These computers don't belong to one organization. They don't report to one authority. And they don't even know who owns the others. That alone makes Bitcoin very different from banks, exchanges, or tech companies. But the real reason goes deeper. Nodes, miners, and developers are not the same thing. This is where most explanations fail. Bitcoin survives because power is split. Let's break it down. Nodes are the rule enforcers. A node is simply a computer running Bitcoin software. Its job is very boring and very powerful. Nodes check every transaction. They verify every block, and they enforce the rules. If a block breaks the rules, nodes reject it. Even if the miner is huge, the miner is rich, the miner is backed by a government, nodes don't care. There are thousands of these nodes around the world run by normal people. As long as nodes exist, Bitcoin's rules exist. Miners are not in charge. Miners don't decide the rules. They compete to follow them. Their job is to package transactions, secure the network, earn Bitcoin as a reward. If miners try to cheat, nodes reject their work. This means miners can't change Bitcoin, even if they wanted to. They follow incentives, not authority. Developers don't control Bitcoin either. Developers write code, but code means nothing unless people choose to run it. If developers push an update that users don't agree with, nodes simply don't install it. Bitcoin doesn't update itself. People update Bitcoin. This is critical. There is no update button governments can force. So what happens if a government bans Bitcoin? Let's be precise. A ban does not shut Bitcoin down. A ban creates friction. Governments can regulate exchanges, restrict banks' tax, or criminalize usage, but they cannot stop peer-to-peer transactions, stop nodes from running, stop blocks from being produced globally. Bitcoin doesn't need permission. It routes around obstacles. Let's look at real examples. China banned Bitcoin, and Bitcoin didn't care. China banned exchanges mining payments. What happened? Miners moved. Hash rate dropped temporarily, then recovered to new all-time highs. Bitcoin blocks kept coming. Transactions kept settling. The network didn't stop. It adapted. Nigeria restricted Bitcoin. Usage exploded. Nigeria limited banking access to crypto. People responded by using peer-to-peer markets, trading directly, adopting Bitcoin as a hedge. Nigeria became one of the highest Bitcoin adoption regions in the world. When formal rails close, informal ones open. Turkey didn't ban Bitcoin. Inflation did the marketing. Turkey restricted crypto payments. But inflation did something stronger than marketing ever could. People turned to Bitcoin not because it was legal, but because it worked. Why bans cause price shocks, not shutdowns? When bans happen, price often drops. That's not failure, that's fear. Exchanges close, liquidity temporarily dries up, speculators panic, but the network doesn't stop. Blocks still come every 10 minutes. Supply remains fixed. Rules remain unchanged. Price is a surface signal. Bitcoin's foundation runs underneath. Bitcoin was designed to survive hostile environments. Bitcoin wasn't designed for comfort. It was designed assuming governments might attack it, corporations might try to control it, powerful actors might try to bend the rules. That's why rules are enforced by nodes, incentives replace trust, authority is distributed. Bitcoin doesn't ask for permission, it simply continues. So can Bitcoin be banned? Yes. In pieces. You can ban companies, you can regulate access, you can scare users, but you cannot shut down. Math, open networks, voluntary participation. Bitcoin doesn't live in one country. It lives everywhere and nowhere. Final thought. Bitcoin survives not because everyone agrees with it. It survives because no one is required to agree. As long as one node exists, one miner participates, one user sends a transaction, Bitcoin continues, not because it's unstoppable, but because it doesn't need to be stopped or allowed to exist. If this helped you understand Bitcoin beyond headlines and slogans, consider subscribing. This channel isn't about hype, it's about understanding what actually matters.